Am I running? I am. Hello, this is Cheryl with Sea Spirit Tarot. I've been making I make all kinds of errors, but I'm doing it for me. I'm learning. I miss numbers. I call rods swords. I've just done so much stupid stuff as we go through them. But it's okay. I'm having fun, and I'm doing it for me. So the first card I drew today is my Hubble telescope card for this reading, and it is the sun. Is that even focus? I can't see from where I'm sitting, really. Coolest thing about the sun, oh, maybe I can't see and I should do it this way. Can you see it better that way? Does that make more sense? I bet it does. It says freedom. But this is the first card of the major arcana when you are actually illuminated, shadows gone, enough to have direct contact with the heavens, with what is your plan, what is in your blueprint. And I think that's pretty awesome. We often don't think of that. We think of it as the new birth with the child, you know, the sunflowers. But at this point, you can talk to God or 0 point or whatever it is. I think 0 point would be a good one because the space between the atoms is a 0 point, and when you have your frequencies and where they cross, each one of those is a 0 point. It's one of the things they did long ago in part of their churchiness. I pulled 2 goddess cards because I just really liked them. Lilith. Oh my goodness. That's how more of us sweet little goddesses need to be, I think. Find men that can deal with it. Queen of the self, of freedom, of lust, of vanity, of hell. And there we have to describe to ourselves what we need to do. Let us know who we really are. Show us the path to freedom from the shackles and bonds of false light and false self. Show us the method to encourage, to scrounge, to get rid of our self-deceit, leaving only the truth, however harsh, for us to face in the vanity. So I thought this picture of Lilith was kind of cool. Show us what to get rid of, just to face the grace. Karmic Grace Tarot Spread is what I'm going to run, actually. So there's a picture of Lilith. And this person, whoever this person is, this is some cards my friend gave me. Mimmer, I didn't look this up. Wisdom Keeper, Deep Thinker, Wisdom, Knowledge, Insight, the wisest still come to seek you. And that's what we're looking for. And what I liked about this card, I don't know if you can see it, it's all skulls. We're pretty vulnerable when we're down to our skulls, aren't we? Our skin, skulls. I just thought the card was pretty awesome. And I just picked it to go with Lilith. And that's just why that is there. Too bad you can't see it so well, but you know, in time I will get these things fixed. Right now it's too much gibbering around with them. Let's get on to the spread. I don't like long spreads. When I'm watching people's long spreads and they go on and on and on, I tend to oftentimes go away. I am going to shuffle this. I've shuffled it many times. I'm going to shuffle it a couple more times. Keep them happy, keep them fresh. Sometimes these cards do so pretty on the bridge, and sometimes they just don't at all. Energy serve me now. Should do it, as I thought. Got the 1, 2, 3, 4. The first card. what is this, or how is my karma playing out right now? And the card we get, and you see that? I didn't even turn on my light. I'm so smart. Now, that'll make the rest of the thing look better. How is our karma playing out? Temperance. Temperance is trying to balance here between the water and the fire. Things should go up in a pile of steam. The water energy of the unconscious, and the consciousness, and the unconscious, and the fire burning to the purity, and her keeping the balance. It's all in the balance. It's all in the elevation. This is a 14 card, so it would be basically a 4. We have a 19 of the sun. So temperance. Major arcana. A lot of major karma working out here right now, not just playing around at all. The main challenge in order to resolve that. Here's the card I have been clinging to. Here it's the traitor. I used to, oh my goodness, they used to hang traitors upside down by 1 foot. It's also a kind of space in between where you can look around, where you can reflect. The traitor goes out and sees all. He's not stuck in like a hermit, old and decrepit and hard to even get out and move around. If I'm a hermit, at least give me the Star of Solomon in my thing. I know I said that for many years. That's something I just don't even want the identity with right now as the hermit. But I will take this identity here of how I'm resolving it, and look, see, here's this goddess. Oh, come on. We can't do them right. They're in the same thing. She's a bit more earthy. She's full of skulls. This card here is a 12, R2. This is a Pisces card. Pisces were always just kind of out looking around as we get too stuck and bogged down in that hermit. That's when we get ready to start these damn fires to get something else happening, I think so, don't you? Past life connection to this. Karma I'm going to. Oh my gosh. I just cannot keep from coming up with this damn Hierophant. He's a Taurus. I'm a Taurus rising. Though right now Pisces would be in my first ascending house, but I am a Taurus rising. I do have Uranus in there raising all kinds of hell and havoc with everything that's going on with the temperance and the traitor. And that's okay with me. I'm kind of enjoying it. It's kind of fun. Where's that other number? 12, 14, and a 5. Beautiful card. Really a beautiful card. Eternal life. 3 layers of the soul. But he plays, though he's between the pillars, he plays it like a chess game. Walking on the green and black squares. There's no water or anything in here to indicate spirit. Maybe the black. He does have his rod or staff, whatever it is, onto a black patch. To me, it just looks like it's a more commercial, superficial. I'm not saying that the holy man of which this card reminds me are not holy, but there are as many here for control and charlatan as there are for holy. You got my critique on that, huh? Put that a little that way, you can maybe see it better. To that one. Grace that can be invoked to resolve this karma. Now, of course, this spread is by some certain books, so they want you to use, tarot and past life cards, but we're just using those. And here, the grace that can be invoked to resolve this karma is death. That is a pretty crazy reading. That is 4 major arcana cards to take care of the karma that's going on right now. The karma of coming back into balance, whether you've been out of balance for your own self, our world is out of balance, our society is out of balance, all out of balance. Crazy, crazy. Look at that. This is major. It's major arcana. The way to get into balance is as the trader. Traders are often people who don't go along with the norm. They don't believe everything that they say and that people say. And even that just because someone says they're a spiritual teacher doesn't mean what they say and is true. The only way one's gonna really find out that is by really getting an overview look at yourself in the world, yourself in the community, yourself in society, and see past life connection. That's so interesting. A spiritual past life connection, a past life connection where you were forced into certain behavior. Do you know what the answer to that is for you? It's a beautiful green, like a lizard or a chameleon. I certainly do like that. So somewhere in this past life connection, you could have been hung up in this hierarchy of this church. You could have been pouring your water on the fire. You could have been there at the book burnings when the new pope took over and they burned all those books. I can't remember all their names. You were a traitor. You could have been a traitor because you were one who was trying to save the book of love, the book of life. And the grace that can be invoked to resolve this karma, the grace is death. It's a rebirth. This has to all be let go. Let go, seen from another view, and redone. And that's the most coolest thing right now is that Pluto, can you see him? Can you see him better over here? Pluto and Saturn and K2, they're dropping the karma. And like I said, this next month is going to be the heavy month for it. We're hitting it right now. Deaths. 3 people I know that I highly respect have had a death in their family. 2 friends have just had heart attacks. This is September 2nd only. We're only, really 2 weeks into the major of this. I'm going to go ahead and pull a clarifier for each one. I don't know, it might make it too long, but I like playing in the cards. I'm going to do that. 2, 3. Let's take one more look at the karma playing out right now. The Empress. Another major arcana. I mean, this is karmic. Were you an Empress? Were we an Empress at one point? Did we lose track? When the women quit ruling the world 13,000 years ago, is that when it all came to fire and we've had to work so hard to keep it in balance? Using as our obstacle here the traitor. This is what overlies that. And the 2 of Swords. The 2 of Swords trying to help society through our creativity and our gentleness. Can you see that card? You cannot see that card. To help society get back on track with this. And to do it, you have to be a traitor. You got to be a traitor to those ways. You can't just keep doing everything they say and buying everything they say and think that you are going to evolve and the world is going to go on sweetly and silently. Past life connection, that one just makes me so curious. It's so curious, that Hierophant. That Hierophant, he stays on my ass. I tell you, everywhere I go, he's right there. Though I will say, I learned ritual in the Episcopal Church with all their beautiful vestments. And it was. Let's pull a card out of here and see what we got. Queen of Coins. Past life connection. Queen of Coins. Maybe you were a woman who had control over this Hierophant. I don't know, when I watch, there's lots of ways. Makes me get to use, I think it's Gemstone Tarot. Off and on she'll say, and I just love this line, she says, as the actress said to the bishop. So there's many ways to control things, isn't there? Especially the way the church has shown that they go anymore. Also, in some of the books I've read, it's when the queen, when the, what do you call that guy? The Pope, he had a woman, but when he had a wealthy woman, and I can't think of her name, but to maintain control over all these values, take control over everything, that is when the Pope made it illegal to marry. But here we have a woman of temperance. We have the Empress of fertility, growth. And here we have the Queen of Coins with the past life connection. That could have something to do with the trust that we have in the church, because women are receptive. Men are pretty, I can't hardly even call them anything half the time but concrete. So many men, not all of them. That's really all you can have, is pretty much a basic concrete conversation with them. And the grace that can be invoked to resolve this karma, this one. And here we have the Nine of Swords. The Nine of Swords, get out of your head. You're letting them hold this game. We're letting them hold this game over us. This is like the nightmare card. Yeah, they're making a nightmare out of it, all right. So, what I find interesting here is we have the 3. This would basically be a 4. This would basically be a 2 if you count the major arcana. 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's the devil? I think he's 13. Not the devil, the Reaper. But you got the women. You got the Queen of Coins. You got the Empress. You have temperance. And that is what it's going to take. I don't see any cups here. I see some money, maybe to control some of that past life connection, or maybe the money was in control of it. I see the Reaper as cutting away what we don't need, what's in our head, the Skith, the Scythe, and the swords. The swords here to make a decision, the sword of righteousness, cut out what is no longer needed in our society. Come back to Gaia, to our Mother Earth. Talk to Lilith. Talk to this other woman who's, I don't know who she is, but she looks like hell, that's hanging. And know that when we reach the sun, we no longer need to continue to listen to these guys. I guess we can just say it straight up that way, right? And the card that came out, as I was messing with these, and the one more I was going to draw, is the Sphinx. If you remember I think it's a Rider-Waite deck, it's the Sphinx that sits on top of the Wheel of Fortune. Makes the decisions. Here it says, choose your words carefully. I think in the book it also says, pay attention to fine print. Pay attention to all the details and what's going on. An awesomely wild, beautiful goddess spread, as far as I'm concerned. This was a daily spread for the general public, what would you call that, for today. Thank you for coming. Have a wonderful afternoon. Grace and love. Allow with grace of ease. Know that the energy is here to serve you. Just ask it to.